If you're watching this video, you're probably the kind of person who was meant for more. Someone who wants to grow, to evolve, and to find meaning in life. The problem is, modern life isn't set up for us to find purpose. Everything around us is designed to keep us comfortable and sedated, and that comfort comes at a cost. Because purpose doesn't live in comfort. It's not discovered in a single burst of inspiration. It reveals itself gradually, as we follow our curiosities and take consistent action and face our fears. Through that process, we carve meaning out of life. But that process isn't easy because becoming the best version of ourselves means embracing discomfort. It means taking action despite self-doubt and moving forward even when fear tries to hold us back. The Stoics understood this deeply. They taught that our greatest obstacle isn't the world around us, it's our mind. We're often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Think about that. It's not difficulty that holds most people back, it's fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failing, fear of not being good enough. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action, and what stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't a motivational quote, it's a truth of life. When we have feelings of self-doubt or inadequacy, it's not a signal to stop, it's a sign that we're on the right path. And if you want to find purpose in life, pushing through these invisible barriers is the only way. And this isn't just ancient wisdom, it's something that modern science and psychology confirms. In biology, it's called Hormesis. Small amounts of stress make us stronger. Think about training at the gym. You lift weights and tear muscle fibers. It's uncomfortable, but that's how the growth happens. If you stop training and always choose the easy path, the body weakens. That same thing happens to your mind and spirit. The author of The Comfort Crisis, Michael Easter, wrote that if you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. Angela Duckworth is a psychologist who studied people who succeeded, not just in school or sports, but in life. And she found that it wasn't talent that made the difference. It was something called grit, the ability to endure discomfort over long periods of time. She wrote that effort counts twice, once for showing up and again for doing what's hard. Jordan Peterson puts it bluntly. He says, "You're not happy because life is easy. You're fulfilled because you carry something heavy and you know that it matters." And now we get to something crucial, dopamine. Dopamine is often misunderstood. People think it's released when you get a reward, like a trophy or a treat. But in reality, dopamine spikes when you're pursuing something. It's your brain's way of telling you to keep going. But here's the problem. When we constantly trigger dopamine with cheap comforts, like scrolling, sugar and fast entertainment, we train our brain to expect pleasure without effort. And over time we become numb to effort, numb to progress and numb to purpose. So when it's finally time to act, to do something meaningful, you feel flat, no drive, no motivation. Comfort numbs the system. Purpose reawakens it. And if you want purpose, you have to earn it step by uncomfortable step. And that brings us to the comfort paradox. We all want to feel at peace with ourselves and to be comfortable in our own skin. But you can't get there by being comfortable, because the more you chase comfort now, the more uncomfortable your life becomes later. Your body might be relaxed, but your soul knows you're not becoming who you were meant to be. But here's the good news. If you can start choosing purpose over comfort, if you can sacrifice a little ease now in search for something greater, you get to experience a different kind of peace, a deeper one. Not the peace that comes from avoiding life, but the peace that comes from knowing you're on the right path. And here's my favourite quote from the Bible. It says, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." So ask yourself, are you walking the wide road of comfort or the narrow road of purpose?